Welcome back to the Snod Pod with John Snodgrass, your mortgage resource where we're talking real estate, home renovation, mortgages, and beyond. Back here with one more episode with the president, owner of Kowalske Kitchen Bath out of Delafield, Matt Kowalske. Just had a couple more questions. We'll try to wrap up quickly here. But I guess kind of first question here. What are the keys to, your success, from when you started in 2010 to now?
It's a good question. I could talk about that for a long time. Trying to condense that down, I think, always doing the right thing. We're not perfect as a company. As hard as we try, we're not. I don't think people expect us to be. So mistakes happen. The stuff we work on, again, is really complex, right? So when we make a mistake or there's an issue, we want people to remember how we handled it, right? Not necessarily the mistake itself. And doing the right thing. And just always making sure that we're keeping the customer front of mind and putting ourselves in their shoes.
Sure.
And understanding, the process for remodeling, as fun as it is stressful, right? We got people in and out all day. It's loud. We spend a ton of time protecting the site, dust control, all of those things. But you're still disrupting the home day to day.
Sure.
So, yeah, just keeping all of that in mind.
Got it. So, kind of next question here. I talked to somebody yesterday who is, about to buy a house or actually got an accepted contract on a house, and they plan on doing renovation. And, I just had suggested, hey, when the time's right, call Matt and his team. And he's just like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm thinking about, it's not that big of a project. And then after we were talking, it was like 4 or 5 different things. And, they've got, a lot of kids. Mm-hmm. And it just seems like, me seeing how you guys worked and how efficient you were, he's talking about, using a friend or using a family member, or your, cousin Vinny can do this, which
of course he can.
Yeah. I mean,
right. Mm-hmm.
Cousin Vinny was a really good movie too. If anybody hasn't seen it, check it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, what do you say to somebody like that? Because I get a lot of people like that. And then I talk to them later and it's like, the bathroom wasn't done to code, or I guess, I'll let you
didn't go as planned. Yeah. So
because they're trying to save a couple bucks.
Right. And that's I get it. Remodeling is expensive. For us, our average job is north of $150,000, right? So you're talking about a significant amount of money, and everybody's got the buddy who can do X, Y, or Z to help save cost. What I try and tell people is, like, time is a valuable resource, and you have a finite amount of it. And as easy as you think it might be, as a professional who does it day in and day out, it's not that easy. And you're going to spend a lot of time that you're not going to get back, and you're going to spend a lot of money too. And people are not great at tracking that type of stuff, right? So, yeah, on a $100,000 job, can you save 10 or 15 grand by generating it yourself? You might think so, but if you actually did the math and calculated the time and all of the materials you actually bought, and all the trips to the hardware store, and all the gas to get there,
right,
and all the time away from your kids, you're not going to be any better off.
Yeah.
Right. But that doesn't mean that everybody should use a design build firm like us. And And generally, those people who try and general it themselves, it's their first major project. And when it comes time for the second one, they'll for sure be calling us. So, I'm thankful. And like a lot of customers, I have that conversation all the time. And we still as a company want to be a resource to them.
Sure.
A lot of them end up calling and saying, hey, I'm stuck in this spot, right? I can't get X, Y, and Z done. Can you help? And when we have the resources available, we're happy to do that. But we want to support remodeling in general, and we want to be a resource when we can be. So we try to help out the best we can.
Got it. Yeah. See, that's really nice that you're still saying, hey, we're still here to help, and in that scenario.
Yes, to
a degree.
Yes.
To a degree.
Yeah, to a degree.
I guess maybe we'll wrap up with this. Again, going back to my project.
Sure.
First project, the basement. You guys did the demo, and when we walked down our basement, on the left side there was wood paneling and then a door to our storage area and furnace area. And then when you guys ripped out the wood paneling, it was open. So usually when you looked right, you could see into our basement. And then now it's like we can look left, we can see into that side. And my wife was like, and it was like a perfect like square 12 by 12 or whatever it was. And so it was a good chunk of space. And she was like, this is going to make it look bigger. And obviously it will be bigger. Can we do this? And so I called Byron. I'm like, hey, we really love this. The way this feels, can we add this in? And you guys were accommodative, obviously for a price.
Yeah.
And we get that.
Yeah.
But we were just so happy at the end of the project that we did that. And then another one going to the kitchen, we were going to open up a wall into the living room or not, TV fireplace room. And you guys would say, hey, let's open it up even more.
Mm-hmm.
And so glad we did it.
Yep.
So at the end, more money, but we just love it.
And you're happier.
Right. What do you, in a scenario like, you get a lot of people in that scenario. Do they do it? Do they not do it? Because obviously when the project's done, you don't want to have a regret.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's a question somewhere in there. I guess
yeah.
You know where I'm going.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
Any regrets or, to try to avoid those, or if stuff comes up during the project, what do you do?
Yeah. So there's a couple ways to look at that. The one thing we've never heard from a client is, I wish I would have waited to do this, right? It's always, we should have done this so much sooner, right? So that's one thing. But then on the other side of that, in most projects, even $1 million renovations, there are generally sacrifices, right? Usually people want more than what they can afford to do at that time, right? So it's a bit of a balance, right? But even in my own home, I remodeled the kitchen, a majority of the first floor. And I'm like the doctor with the sick kid, right? So I get the scraps, we gotta get to the paying customers first.
Sure.
But where I'm going with that is, I decided not to replace the interior doors at that time, right? And I was like, we'll get to it. Right?
Yeah.
Have the guys come back, no problem. And we're 5 years later, and guess who's got the same doors, right? And I don't think my guys are coming back anytime soon.
Yeah.
So it's, it goes back to thinking through the whole process, right? And again, we try and make it as easy as possible, but it's disruptive. It's disruptive to the day-to-day life, especially if you have a lot of movement in the home, a lot of kids, a lot of action, a lot of in and out. So you want to try and get it all done at one time. It'll make your life easier, and it'll be done. You won't have to worry about it, coming back.
And I guess kind of finishing up here, how do people, usually feel after the project's done? I mean, I can tell you my feeling maybe after you ask.
Yeah. So there's like it's high highs and low lows, right? Like we get in there that first day, there's so much, first week, really, there's so much action, right? Just like you come home after the first day and half of your house is gone, right? And then the next day, the second half is gone.
Right.
And there's a lot of stuff moving. But naturally the process, once you get kind of, it slows down for inspections, right? But then you start moving again. You know, what I'm getting at is it gets to a point where it starts to wear on people a bit, right? But in the end, they could not be happier, right? And it's a well-designed space makes your life a lot better and more enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, I can attest to that. Like, it's been almost 2 years now since the kitchen / first floor. And I work from home a lot, and we all got busy, stressful lives. And whether you're working at the office or at home, but like when I walk into the kitchen and how it opens up to the, fireplace, TV's over the fireplace, and it's just like so calming, peace. I'm just like, as I talked off camera with you, just like I'm still just like so happy.
Right.
We're going to be there for a long time.
Yeah.
And I guess, again, just so happy that we did it.
Yeah.
But anything else you'd like to finish up with? Really thank you for coming in and spending all this time with me.
Yeah. No, it was a pleasure to be here. So yeah,
all right. Awesome.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thanks for coming in. Looking forward to talking to Byron and Christina soon to, talk their aspects of it.
Yeah.
All right. Matt Kowalske, Kowalske Kitchen and Bath, the president and owner, came in to talk with us a bunch. So thanks again. This has been the Snod Pod with your mortgage resource, John Snodgrass, where we're talking real estate, mortgages, home renovations, and beyond. Thanks again for joining us. We'll be talking again soon.